this news that went on last week Thursday about the herdsmen. Who are these herdsmen, and what is the government doing to stop all these? To tackle the I don't know even what to call it anymore. The killings in Nigeria. What are your opinions about it? Who are these herdsmen, and why will then the IG then? I'm sure it's instruction from the governor, from the president. He should tell them to turn in their guns, the vigilantes.
But the issue of herdsmen and farmers is a very big challenge in Nigeria. We are concentrating efforts on the issue of Boko Haram that have been in Nigeria for 7 years now, precisely since 2009. We're trying to contest with that because this issue of herdsmen killing. A lot of propositions have been made. Some that these are foreigners, some that these are herdsmen, some are government. They described in many different names. But of recent, the havoc theory of the country, the loss of life of these herdsmen is almost very alarming, and the government is very, very concerned about it. You recall that in 10 years, 193 people were killed.
Yes.
And that over 500 people were killed about 2014 or 2015.
Yes.
So many cases coming up. And as we speak, the president went to Plateau State on condolence. He was in Taraba 2 days ago. As we speak now, there's an attack that has just been reported in Plateau State where 5 lives were lost. So this is a very big challenge that the government is contending with. I do hope that we'll be able to come out of it. Bearing in mind that very soon we should be preparing for election. And on the issue of turning guns, so the IT is correct. It's to me, it's not the right time because people have licensed guns. They cannot protect themselves. They have been attacked by herdsmen with secure firepower, and you are asking them to disarm now. So even though people are not licensed to use arms to defend themselves in Nigeria, this is not the appropriate time to ask people to come in their house. Because if you come to my house, for instance, to attack me, I have no other option if I have a license or if I know, because it's allowed in law that if your life is in danger, you should also protect yourself. For asking them, without concentrating efforts to identify these herdsmen or gunmen, to let them surrender their arms before you now start people who have license arms to turn them. I think now.
Okay. And then taking us back to you mentioned the Boko Haram. I remember when the president was being sworn in, I was there 2015. I can remember a statement that give me 2 months, the Boko Haram will cease to exist. And then it calmed down a bit, but then recently, some girls were also abducted. What's the fate of these girls? Nobody's talking about them actually. And what can you say about that, sir?
Well, you see, unfortunately, from the inception, from the inauguration of this present administration,
yes,
I have always disagreed with government in giving timeline in fighting insurgency. Over there in Ireland, how many years did it take them to fight insurgency with these terrorists that are there? You have a lot of this going on in Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, the Middle East. They also you have ISIS. So coming out to give a timeline that is between Boko Haram within 3 months is also unrealistic. It's not reasonable because what I think government should be doing is to concentrate efforts in reducing to the barest minimum the effects of these challenges. But to say that you completely eliminate the society when you have different elements, different political interests, religious interests, it's almost impossible. So I believe that government should also concentrate efforts and they are doing their best to ensure that this issue is. But at this point, I think the government should try to re-engineer the security architecture by some reorganization because our security system seems to fail.
Okay, that's the word that I needed to hear. The security agencies, they seem to be failing. Before you came on air, I had somebody call me anonymously and say that talking about the security system in Nigeria failing is a negative publicity to the world. But I don't think so. I just really don't think so, because I feel also that it's failing. Because I will take you back to before I go back to your personal ordeal, there's this also, the arrest and freeing of Anthony Ezemakor. I'm sure you're aware of that. He was arrested by the DSS and freed with no conditions attached. Is the DSS, is the security failing us? That's the word. Is it failing us? Is it that they don't know what they're doing anymore, or they can just pick anybody, lock them up, and then release them just at will? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. We're getting that wrong.
Okay.
We're talking of practices for the country.
Yes.
Very people must accept with them
Yes.
that the country is facing serious security.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question of giving us back publicity that because we accept the reality of our ground, there is giving us back publicity. But where I disagree is the situation where we are addressing the issues with making it cosmetic, but we must accept the realities of ground. On the issue of the invitation of the independent newspaper bureau correspondent, in the normal process, as we talk, Tony himself, I listened to him in a radio interview. He not spoke details of his encounter with the SSF. And the SSF is, I believe that to invite people for clarifications. And he has also said that he was released unconditionally.
Yes.
So that means he was invited and possibly nothing was found. He was hospital. Otherwise, charges would have been pressed against him.
Okay.
So I don't think that.
Okay, sorry, because maybe I'm now following a wrong route now, because I've been reading some other things. Like last week we were supposed to have Charlie Boy on the show, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. But where I read about this as a Marco, he was claiming that, I use the word claiming, that it was the Mumu Don't Do movement that forced the DSS to release the man. So that's where I was coming. If the system is actually failing us, if
well, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I listened to him in a radio program where he refused to give details of his encounter with the state security service. So if the person who is directly affected refused to disclose further issues, so then what should we bother ourselves?
Okay. Okay, and going back to what I said, your personal thing, your ordeal with the kidnappers. That was when I read about that, I said, well, a whole former DSS man got kidnapped. Then what? Who cannot be kidnapped in Nigeria? So please, can you tell us a little bit about that ordeal?
Former director of SSS in Nigeria has moved about like any other person. We like to be a general we are Nigerians, and if you know my type of life, I live a very good profile life. I don't like going about with escorts, and I want to live a normal life of Nigeria or any society. It's not the encounter I had is not something I will even wish for my enemy. It was exactly 10th of February last year. I was coming back from Delta, and I went into this football. About 12 of them fully armed, fire on the day. We were 44, and we were taking into the.
Hello. 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 Sorry, I think I've lost him. If you're patient enough, please let me try and get him back. He was speaking and somehow through my system I lost him. Just hold on. Listen to a little bit of music while I try to get him back, please. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Mike. Barrister, sorry. Yes, okay, please. We got cut off somehow. The system got cut us off somehow. Please, can you continue with your deal, please? Because it's quite, to me, I say interesting because, like I initially said, when you're chief of security, you should be actually, you know, I wouldn't say untouchable by the hoodlums, but then whatever happens, please, can you still just lead us through it, please? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I say, during the former security, will not make me more or less in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, I live my normal life. It's my nature.
Yes.
I don't like high-profile life. I don't move with escort because if all of us are moving with escort, then there's no security. You must subject yourself to what the ordinary man on the street should subject himself to. So actually, it was on the 1st of February. I was coming back from Delta. I was running into these people, 12 of them fully armed, they opened fire, and we were forced to stop. And they took myself and my driver into the forest. We were there for 4 days. It's not something I was able to account. All the security agencies, my friends, they were all running around to ensure my safe and early release. And I was released 4 days after. So it's not something I will use to my enemy to experience.
Wow. Wow. And then election is around the corner. I know there's so much going on. No, before I go to that election, can we take back to, there was something else I read about. I actually listened, I listened to one of your programs on channels, and and this is in regards to the IPOB. I know it's a very sensitive issue to touch, but a lot of my listeners are Igbos and Biafrans, you know, as we can, you know, in UK they call themselves. And they're really, really disturbed about what happened. And I remember you opposed that operation. The army had so many operations that were set up that period. But I think it was only 2 that was carried on. The Panton Dance and the Crocodile Tears. And those were both in the southeast and south-south. So, can you please tell us what I needed? The main thing is, I know you opposed that operation, but it still went on, and they still did what they did. Do you think they achieved their aim, or do you think that it was just picked on a certain people? I don't want you to say, you know.
Actually, I was opposed to that operation for the most part because I believe in dialogue, I believe in negotiations to resolve issues. But see that as it may, government went ahead and way. But the question we should ask is, what's the position of IPOB today? They have put up a ground.
Yes.
When they come out with it, they might come out more dead. That's my fear. People are happy to government and the IPOB, the social peace. How long will it be sustained? That has been my position. A lot of, even after that, a lot of people have exposed the same thing the IPOB are saying. Much as I disagree with Carlos' approach, not the Carlos' approach, the fundamental issue must be addressed. A lot of people have been calling for restructuring of this country. A lot of people are calling for referendum.